No, you don't. Helper, yeah. Okay.
I can tell. Right. I'll do my thing.
I spelled that wrong. The cute thing is that the dad, I did his bar mitzvah in Edison.
So you should be following your reps.
He's a good kid. Even I would say that.
My family. Coming separate things.
Not yet.
Heather's sister came into the city.
Oh, nice.
So everything is tomorrow. So I still got to
I'm supposed to go to a family dinner in the city tomorrow. It's the first night of FIFA, and it's the Knicks game in San Antonio. However, all the fans gather around Madison Square Garden, so I was like, I can't take the bus.
That's a drive.
I can't drive because like I'm gonna get stuck in so much traffic. It's 42nd Street, so I was
Where did you go?
gonna take the train. And then I was like,
No,
that's Madison
you're going to the Upper East Side or the West Side?
I was going to 42nd and like
Oh, that's it.
right. I was
I
like,
was
there's
I
no
think
way
you're
I'm
like going
getting
up
there.
like by your phone.
No, I
Saying
mean, I
that.
could go to Washington, George Washington.
Hey, I usually come with my family. I usually come into Holland and then I loop up.
But you can't do that because you're going to get the metal thing.
I don't know. Why do you Staten Island?
I'm just not going. Like,
Order takeout.
last night I was like, I'm going to try to go in. Today I was like, yeah.
Order takeout.
I need a.
Yeah, you did.
I do.
So it goes across.
Yeah, 30, 31, 30. Yep.
Is it the whole service? Is this the whole service?
Mostly. It's like the highlights.
Okay.
Like it starts after. Like it starts at Lachadodi.
Yeah.
I figured we see favor. Thank you.
Hold on. Wait, one more minute. It's David. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. Sorry. Shabbat Shalom
Shabbat Shalom.
and welcome. I'm Rabbi Melinda Pankin,
I'm Cantor Wally Shackett Briskin.
and we're joined by our wonderful president, Dan Schleifstein, and we're all very happy to see you this evening. As our service begins, just a few reminders. First of all, we invite you to look around the room and find the exits. There's one in the front, two in the sanctuary, one in the social hall, and two all the way in the back. It is good practice when you're in public to pay attention to the exits. That's the world we live in, and we ask for your help with security. If you see something, please make sure to say something. If you have a cell phone with you, we love your ringtones, but not during services, so please take a moment to silence them so as not to disturb our worship. If you have children with you, we have fidget toys and books and coloring things right around the corner there, and we also stream the service into room 2 in case anyone needs to make some noise and run around, and our ushers will be happy to show you where all of those good things are. As we gather this evening, it's nice to get to know a new person. Make that your habit. Once a week, find someone new you haven't met before and introduce yourself. So we invite you to practice that by looking around, finding someone you don't know, introduce yourself, and wish them Shabbat Shalom.
Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. I'm Dan Schleifstein, president of Temple Shari Emet, and let me say how proud I am to be part of a community that expands its tent and brings everyone into the fold and makes everyone feel welcome. Our members are here, our temple leadership is here because these are our values, this is what matters, and I am proud to be an ally tonight. Tonight, we're going to be celebrating the B'nai Mitzvah of Jacob and Lucas Becker, children of Shari Becker, and we're also going to be celebrating the baby naming of Avery Halper, daughter of Samantha and Alex Harper. And thank you for sponsoring the delicious and colorful oneg that will follow our service. Mazel tov to all. We have morning minyan tomorrow at 10 a.m., or you can join us at 10:30 for the B'nai Mitzvah of Jacob and Lucas. Next Friday, join us for Men's Club Shabbat, and make sure to buy your raffle tickets because you could win a year's worth of free dues. Next Sunday, Sisterhood will have their end-of-year brunch, and on Saturday, June 20th, we will be at Manalapan Day, so make sure you stop by our booth and say hi. Also, save the date for Soulful Shabbat on June 27th at 11 a.m. Our Summer Shabbat series lineup is live. Make sure you check out our poster outside and our website. Every Friday this summer, we're going to have a different theme at 6:30. So make sure you come out and join us for all of these great services. Thank you all, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Well, we begin our Pride Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, representative of bringing light and joy and love into the world. And it is my pleasure to call up our B'nai Mitzvah for this weekend, Jacob and Lucas, and their family, Shari, David, and Marilyn, to join them in leading the candle lighting and Kiddush.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed is the Eternal, our God, ruler of the universe, who sanctifies us through mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot.
In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. At first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav lanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, hivu yom techila le'migrae kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. We continue reading together. Come, my beloved, to welcome Shabbat. Come, my beloved, we say to Shabbat. We turn and welcome her in. Sometimes we compare her to a bride, sometimes to a queen. Every time we compare her to a woman and ourselves to a group of male lovers waiting for her to arrive. We don't get enough stories about women who are loved by women, about men who are loved by men. We don't get enough stories about lovers who are neither men nor women. We don't get enough stories in which love does not fade, in which we see ourselves as the lovers and Jews we are. We have been given something in Ruth and Naomi, in David and Jonathan, and in Joseph, something we hold and cherish, but that has also been clouded, questioned, and hidden. We honor that, we honor them, but we want more, we deserve more. Every Friday we bow, and in front of us is more. In front of us is love. Love however we feel it, love that fills our Shabbat and our traditions that honors the lovers. Awaken, awaken, be present, be proud, be here. At Sinai, God said, remember that I told Shabbat that the community of Israel is her mate. She keeps us holy, she keeps us warm, she keeps us safe. She reminds us that each of us is a lover. Every Friday we say, come my beloved, and she responds, I have been here all along. I have shown you how to love in whatever way you do.
Baruch
Atah Adonai, Eloheinu Yotzer Ha'olam, Sha'asani B'Tselem Elohim. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, creator of the universe, who created me in the image of God.
Lecha dodi, likrat kala, v'neshama v'kavela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, v'neshama v'kavela.
וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, יהי מקור הברכה, מראש מכם משוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. התעוררי, התעוררי, היא באורן קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא.
We turn and face the door to welcome the bride.
בואי לשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוניה סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקרא. We remain standing for our call to worship. La 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 la
together. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. You have loved the people Israel with a never-ending love. You have given us your Torah, laws, statutes to guide us, so that our lives may be filled with holiness and happiness. We know that we must find ways to strengthen our faith and hope in you. Our Torah acts as our inspiration. Help us, O God, to find
New ways to renew
our commitments as Jews. Teach us to feel proud of all our identities. For you, Eternal One, made us as we are. We say, praised are you, source of all, who is the lover of the people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Together. Our people came out of Egypt, a mixed multitude, the spray of dividing waters, sparkling diamonds all around them. We stood together at Sinai, all of us, future, present, past, amid the rumble of the thunder and the crack of bright lightning, to enter into a covenant with the one who loves us, in whose shining image we are all created over and over again. We have wandered bleak landscapes, built flimsy tents of skin, and then houses of stone. We have planted orchards and vineyards, seen two temples rise and then go down in the surging flames, forcing us into exile. We have loved and lost, grieved and danced, transgressed and celebrated, hidden, suffered, thrived. And we gather here this day in the community of our people, a mixed multitude, and we sing out, "Hear, O Israel, we stand together, all of us, descendants of a single first human, created on the sixth day, and of our married parents down through the generations, too numerous to name. We stand together, link arms, and pray. Blessed are you, God of the universe, who sanctifies with the commandment to love ourselves and one another in all our varied ways, and blesses us with a diamond-bright radiance that still ripples out from your first spoken words of creation.
Baruch atah Adonai, God Yisrael. Please rise as you are able for our Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Ha'gibor, Ha'norah, Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, mechayeh hakol atah rav lehoshia, morid hatal, mechakel chaim bechesed, mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, somech nofalim v'rofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot umidomelach, melech menit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tazim le'olam. 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 Ki azahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki azahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tazim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tazim le'olam. V'tov b'einecha levaret et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tazim le'olam. 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 Tazim le'olam. Tazim le'olam. We pause for a moment of silent prayer.
probably the greatest privilege of a rabbi or a cantor to be part of a family's celebrations and to watch someone become bar and bat mitzvah and then years later have them come back to you with little ones to celebrate and welcome into the covenant. And so tonight's a very special night because we're going to name Avery Wynn Halper, who not only was I present at her father's bar mitzvah 10 years ago, but also her cousin was named up here also 10 years ago. We'll just stick with it. So it's my pleasure to invite Avery and her parents Samantha and Alexander and her brother to come and join me at the Ark. Come on, family. Come on, family. Just turn and face me. He's so cute. I love him. Hi. How's it going? Just come stand behind them, right behind them. A little bit that way, because you don't want to block Avery. Our God and source of all life, we thank you for the countless blessings you've given us. We thank you especially for the sacred joy and privilege of parenthood, which adds profound meaning and purpose to our existence. Grateful for your gift of new life, Samantha and Alexander have come into your sanctuary to thank you and ask your guidance in the upbringing of their newborn baby daughter. Grant to these parents wisdom, patience, and devotion that they may raise Avery to live in accordance with your Torah. In this synagogue, and in the presence of this holy congregation and this very bouncy boy, we give to this little baby girl the beautiful Hebrew name Chaya Batya Bat Binyamina Sarah Va'avinoam Yisrael. She's being named for two very important women in the life of her family, for her grandmother Wendy, who was the kindest, warmest woman, full of joy and life, truly a friend to everyone she met. She had an infectious laugh, was completely selfless, extremely strong, and loved her family deeply. And she's being also named for her great-grandmother Bev, for whom family was everything. Extend your shelter over Avery and give to her love, health, and understanding. May she so grow and live as to become a blessing to her parents, her family, to the Jewish people, and to all of humanity. As together we say, Amen. Now we have for you a few little gifts. The first one is some sessions at our Mommy and Me class at our ELC. And our director, Sharon, is sitting in the back tonight. You can say hello to her. Also, if you haven't heard of the PJ Library yet, if you sign her up, every month she will get a new Jewish book. And we also have her baby naming certificate, which has her Hebrew name, so you're going to want to hold on to this for her bat mitzvah when we're back here in about 12 years. We'll always know what it is. And we have a cute little shirt for her. I think she's actually the right size. And I was named at Temple Sherry Emeth. But the most important gift that we want to give you is the gift of blessing. And I'm going to ask your beautiful family standing behind you to all take a piece of this talit and hold it around them. You're going to put it around their backs. You want to get in the tent? Everybody hold on to it. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine on you and be gracious to you. May God be with you, guiding and protecting you all the days of your life, and may you and your family and your loved ones grow very, very old together in a world filled only with peace. And let us all say, Mazel tov. Thank you, Rabbi. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Hey, Mazel tov. No, say my tov.
Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov.
Mazel tov. We always take a moment in our service to say a prayer for those who are ill and in need of healing and wholeness, be it of their body, their mind, or their spirit. This evening, we especially call to mind in our prayers Lori Waldorf, Marla Boucher, Elisa Foreman, Mark Wilner, Jan Gale, Fred Thurm, Lou Miller, Bill Fireman, Barbara Roth, Daniel Minerva, Brandon Jacobs, Marcia Zagorin, Alan Rothman, Barbara Rothstein-Lynn, Alan Burston, Hanabat Zalman Vigittel and her husband, Richard Craig, Nahama Leah, Michael Schiffman, Jeffrey Borrell, Wendy LMA, Susan Harris, Randy Sherman, Grayson Chukovsky, Ryan Condon, Shira Michaela, Nancy Hill, Sheldon Gitlitz, Jeffrey Katz, Paula Prides, and Mary Syatt. And if there are others we should mention, I invite you to simply say their names aloud now. We are so honored that this evening's Pride speaker has joined us because she has a very important tale to tell, a story. Jennifer Williams serves as Trenton's North Ward Councilwoman and Vice President of the City Council. Elected in 2022 by a single vote, she became New Jersey's first openly transgender elected official and Trenton's first openly LGBTQ+ City Council member. She was re-elected unopposed in 2024. Prior to joining council, she served for 14 years on Trenton's Zoning Board of Adjustment, including 2 years as the chair, a longtime advocate for LGBTQ+ equality and community development. Jennifer has focused on quality of life issues, poverty reduction, lead remediation, public safety, and support for minority-owned businesses. In 2023, she led the effort to establish a historical marker commemorating the 55th anniversary of Trenton's 1968 unrest while honoring local peacemakers. Jennifer serves on the Patient Family Advisory Council of Princeton Medical Center and is active with the Women's Political Caucus of New Jersey and the Center for American Women and Politics, receiving the Trailblazer Award in 2024. She holds degrees from Tulane University, LaSalle University, New York University, and is a graduate of the Harvard Kennedy School. She lives with her wife, their 2 teenagers, and their rescue pets, Simba and Gigi. It is a pleasure to welcome Jennifer Williams this evening.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. And before I begin, I just want to say, Cantor, you are an amazing musician. If you feel the urge to put background music about what I'm about to say, please do. I also just want to say thank you very much for having me here this evening at the temple. This is a great honor during Pride Month. It's so important. And I especially want to thank Rabbi Falco, who I know isn't feeling well this evening, Angela, and again, Rabbi Plankin, for having me here tonight and for the warm greetings. It's great to be here, and it's great to be in Manalapan. Don't often get to come from our part of New Jersey, but coming this way, it's an example of God's country to me. So Pride Month is a very important month, and it's a celebration in many communities as it gives LGBTQ people a chance to display publicly the pride that they have in themselves as who they are and how they share their life with loved ones. And God willing, if they meet the right person, they share their life with that person. And we hope for that when we're young, right? And I'm fortunate to have my right person here tonight. My wife, Tammy, who's sitting in the back watching me, a little nervous, but she's and glad to be here too. And we've been married for 26 years, including dating for 31, so you could do the math of how that worked out. And our first date was to see Pulp Fiction in a dollar theater in Morrisville, Pennsylvania. But I promise I'm not a cheap date. Growing up, I do want to admit I didn't have much pride in myself because back then in the 1970s, 80s, early 90s, I didn't necessarily know who I was in the world, and in New Jersey that we grew up in didn't really have a place for someone who was LGBTQ. And we also, on the south side of places like New York or California, you really didn't know anyone who was. And many families, they didn't know that they had a transgender person or a gay person or anyone in the community and that they loved that person until later on. It's a scary place if you can go to your hometown's public library, as I did as a child, and not even find one book to help you explain to yourself who you are. And that was before the internet. So everybody who has a cell phone and the internet today, imagine what that would have been like back then when we were all kids for anything we wanted to learn. And one thing I want you to know about that time, I actually thought I was the only person in the entire world who felt as I did. We look upon that as silly almost today, but back then we just didn't know. We didn't have a chance to find other people or to get knowledge. And I actually grew up in Trenton, went to college in Philadelphia, and thought that I would never meet another person who felt like I did. But fortunately, that all changed. And just to tell you a little bit about my background, I was the youngest of 7 children, an Irish Catholic family. My dad was not a fireman. He was a bookbinder at Princeton University. My mom was a nurse, and my 5 brothers served in the Marine Corps, Air Force, Navy, and Army. I was educated from kindergarten through college at Catholic school, very religious family. I am now a former basketball coach for CYO. Didn't win a game, but I started off with 12 girls and finished the season with 12 girls. So that's a success to me. I'm a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan. And so far, hopefully, I thought this was Eagles territory, 195, no, I'm sorry, I saw the Mets hat in the back, that was a little warning for me, but hey, at least we're not Cowboys fans, right? That's important. My wife and I have been fortunate to raise one Eagle Scout, and God willing, and my son gets the paperwork in time, we'll have a second one before too long. And as Rabbi shared with you a bit about my background, I'm very fortunate to serve on Trenton City Council and have that ability to help others. And the good thing is the world's changed enough, and I think I've done a good enough job to where they think I'm doing a fine job in helping them, making their lives better, representing them, and at no point has my gender identity ever been an issue. And that's, I think, an example of how special where we live in New Jersey is, because there's other parts of the country, as we know, that would not be that way. One of the things I do get to do in my advocacy, and sometimes this is difficult when we go to other places, we'll say west of Harrisburg, west of Pittsburgh particularly, is you have the chance to maybe discuss issues or policies with decision makers about the LGBTQ community and get to hopefully change their minds, get to their hearts. If you change the heart, you change the mind, so they do not have ill thoughts towards us. They don't vilify us, and hopefully will not discriminate against us. And that's not always easy to do, but when I do talk to people, particularly when I'm being transgender, I get asked about medical care, I get asked all kinds of questions. And two of the most common questions is, what does it feel like to be transgender? Or how do you know that you are transgender? So I want to share a little bit what that's like for me. And this is an example I came up with when I was actually coming out to my boss when I worked for the state of New Jersey and Department of Human Services. And if you don't already know a transgender person in your life or have someone to celebrate Pride with, I just want to give you a little bit of a sense what they maybe went through on their road. So being transgender for me was like being right-handed, which I am, but before I was able to come out and be who I was, I had to do everything left-handed. Now, if you ever sprained your wrist or your arm and you had to wear a sling, thank you, I was looking for that word, it's very difficult to open doors, to open bottles, to all the things, write your name, etc. That's what it feels like at times to be transgender. And there's so many things that you have to do to try to get through life. You, without being able to be finally be yourself, and also to receive the medical care that you need to get to help God fulfill what He wanted for you to do, or she wanted you to do, to be who you're supposed to be in this world. And it all comes together when you're able to be yourself, whether you're any part of the LGBT community. During Pride Month particularly, it's a reminder we get to be who we are and love ourselves, because that's the most important thing we can do. Another aspect to being transgender I try to share with people is you have to guard your life so tightly that you almost feel like you're balling your fist to where you can't squeeze anymore. And at a certain point, you can't do that anymore. You have to release it. And when you do, the puzzle pieces all come together in life. You don't have to guard yourself. You can show the world who you are. You can give your best to the world, the best to your family, to your church, to your congregation, in every aspect. And when you get to live authentically, you decide at that point to look at the people around you in your life and ask, am I who I am for you? Am I the best version of myself for you? And when I realized that, and I realized God had a place for me, and I had a place with God, that was the first step in finally feeling pride in myself and in my authenticity of who I am. And if I did not accept myself, living free and proud, and then I did, I was able to fearlessly offer the world the best of me. And I would not have been able to accomplish the things I've done in politics or as an advocate. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how do you take care of someone else? And before I leave you, I want to make sure you know about a couple people who helped me to make sure I had pride in myself, to inspire me, and that I no longer lived in the shadows. Prayer earlier talked about the light of day and darkness at night, and it's very much a reminder to me of what it feels like to not be able to be before you as who I am, rather than who I was. And the two people who inspired me most happen to be Jewish. First one's a name some of you may have known from history, Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk was a civil and human rights leader who also was an ensign in the United States Navy, who became one of the first openly gay elected officials in the United States when he won a seat on the San Francisco Board of Supervisors in 1977. If you saw the movie, it was a great depiction of that. Sean Penn did an amazing job. And he was an incredibly dogged fighter for an era that was considered just for gay rights and very dark times without the support that we have today. And before he won his election, Mr. Milk lost his previous 3 elections for public office. I only lost my first 2 elections, but he inspired me not to give up. And I took a lesson from him to do that every single day and try to find a way to connect with people who are not LGBTQ. And if anyone here is thinking of running for office tonight, please do. Try to consider it. We need good people in office now more than ever. We really do. Babs Sipperstein's another person who was important in my life. She was a great mentor, and as she would say, sometimes she was a great tormentor for me, as we were on opposite sides of the political aisle at the beginning. And it was never about LGBTQ issues or social issues. It's more economic, military, those type of things. But I was fortunate enough to meet Babs a few months after I transitioned at the Transgender Day of Remembrance ceremony at Princeton University. And as I learned more about her and her life, I found out how much her Jewish faith meant to her. And the fact that she was still active in her faith convinced me to try to do the same for myself as a Catholic, because I was very uncertain at the time what my place had in having a faith journey. And in a political advocacy realm, I'd like you to know about Babs that she became the first openly transgender member of the Democratic National Committee in 2009, and later was appointed to the Democrat National Committee's Executive Committee in 2011. By the 2016 Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia, just 7 years later, she was one of 28 openly transgender delegates to that convention. That's how change can happen, by being present, by being visible, by being a witness. And she made it. In 2016, for myself, seeing this storm begin to gather towards LGBTQ people in our country that we see today, Babs inspired me to go to the Republican National Convention in Cleveland as an honorary delegate from New Jersey, which I did. And I was very scared and worried about it. I didn't hit the enter button when I had to submit my application, but I thought of what she did. And I thought of her journey. And I thought what she meant to people when she was the only person in a room where decisions were being made or just to have conversations. And that told me I have to do the same. If she was brave, I could be brave. And I do have a bunch of stories, some of them crazy, some of them really funny. Even more some that are crazy, but I'm going to try to write a memoir one day, so hopefully you'll read it. But I want to thank you very much for listening to my words tonight. I hope I've said some things that may resonate with you, that you can take home and share with others. And maybe I'll see you at a Pride event at one point, helping my community to feel safe, feel secure, feel celebrated, and part of the fabric of our community. So let's shine a light, let's share a rainbow, let's live our lives authentically and free as God intended us to. We are all in this together. And I just want to close with saying, if you're going to watch the World Cup, go USA tonight against Paraguay, and happy Pride. Mazel tov, and God bless.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'd love to. We'll just take a few minutes. If you have a question, I'm happy to do the Phil Donahue thing and run around and bring the microphone to you. But if anyone has a question, raise your hand. We'll take a few questions. If not, hopefully you'll stay and
Oh, I
have
would
some
love to.
cookies and coffee. Any questions? Okay, oh, there we go. Go, 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 go.
Being Catholic, does your faith accept you, your church accept you as you are?
That's a very interesting question. When I first was trying to come out and transition, my wife and I, we waited at a certain point until our kids were old enough, to be honest, because they were both in Catholic school. So I started trying to search through Google, DuckDuckGo, the Vatican Archives, and try to see, did the Catholic Church ever take a position on transgender people? And they hadn't at that point at all. It was very true. They had plenty to say about gay people. A lot of it, not good. But they didn't have anything. So I even, being a Irish Catholic, 1 of 7, I actually wrote a letter to the Pope to, well, he never responded. I know he's kind of busy, but I wanted to see if my kids who were in Catholic school, my daughter was in an all-girls Catholic school, very independent nuns. If you know independent nuns, they do things their way, which is awesome. My son was going to a co-ed Catholic school. We had to sit down with the Monsignor, have a discussion, and he was great too. He was in Lawrence, New Jersey, St. Anne's. And what he said to me though was, we will protect your son, but we definitely can say that we will protect you. And not in a violent way, but if people were to say things, quote scripture or anything, I think that's what he meant. But we never had one problem at that school whatsoever. And I ended up helping coach basketball there too. But I think he was more old school and just wanted to set the expectations. But neither one of my children had any problems at either of their schools. And we were actually celebrated as a family, which is interesting in these times.
I don't know how you got your children, but if you were to adopt as a trans family, is it difficult?
From what I've talked to other families, it's not necessarily. You have to go through the same hurdles just as anyone else. But one of the things that's happened, it's gotten better, because I do also know gay couples who live in other states, like even Virginia, without the force of laws in that state. It can be easy, it can be very difficult, depending on the state where the child is already at. And that seems to be the bigger issue. But in Jersey, we do not have any problems at all. And, one of the heartening things, I have 2 good friends. They just adopted a daughter about 18 months ago. And just to see the joy in their faces, and then when I see Grace, that's her name, and I have a daughter named Grace, it's just wonderful. It's just like any other family, any other parents enjoying their child.
I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. I hope that you all enjoy some cookies and ask more questions. And I just want to thank you so much for being here this evening and for leading the way in changing the world.
Thank you, ma'am.
So that's how it changes, one story at a time. Yep. And we will continue now by joining together in a blessing for pride. Mekor HaChaim, source of life, you have blessed each of us with your spirit. In your wisdom, you have made each of us a unique treasure.
Mayan Chayenu, wellspring of our lives,
Cause us to flow with courage, strength, and compassion, to love our stories openly, proudly, and joyfully. Shekhinah Shel Ahava, presence of love, you embrace us with your love. May we embrace ourselves, our partners, our lovers, our friends, our children, our dear ones, with the power of Ahava, unending, boundless love. Ruach HaShalom, spirit of peace and wholeness, open our eyes to the gifts and blessings we offer and receive from each other. Open our hearts to welcome each other fully and truly. Open our hands to embrace, to support, to lift each other. Begila, Berina, Uvreut, with joy, with song, and with deep friendship. Today, as we celebrate renewal, pride, and community, let us walk together with strength, compassion, and love. Nivarech et Mayan Chayenu, Asher Tikadesh Utsameach Otanu. We bless you, wellspring of our lives. May you fill us with joy and sanctity. We continue now with Aleinu. Please rise as the ark is opened.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol. Lateit gedula le'otzer bereshit. Shelo asan v'pigayeh haratzot. V'lo sabanu k'mishmechot ha'adama. Shelo sam chalkeinu kahem. V'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam. V'anachnu Mishlachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nenor v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad Please be seated.
You who fought to love, you who prayed to the same God I do, you who insisted on your dignity, even when the world said you had none, you who died of AIDS while fighting for a cure so that people like me might live, you who were shot in a massacre while on the dance floor, you who could not come out and held your secret until your dying day, you who were insulted, shamed, beaten, and brutalized, yet kept walking, you who contributed your fierceness, your originality, your art, and your voice to this world. I walk in your memory. I walk this path smooth and chartered by your sacrifice toward justice, toward holiness, toward freedom. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. If you are here remembering someone who passed away, we invite you to rise if their name is read, and to remain standing until we all rise at the end for the mourner's Kaddish. This week for Shiva, we remember Bruce Gottlieb, husband of Carol and father of Heather, Zichrona Livracha. And we remember those whose families are currently observing the 30-day mourning period of Shloshim: Lisa Kargman, Richard Motlin, Benjamin Joseph Kraskin, and Linda Baum. And if you are here remembering someone who passed away in the last year, we invite you to rise. We remember those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing, falls this week: Harold Alda, Fred Barron, Irving Baum, Philip Beiser, Rona Berebi, David N. Burshad, Edna Coleman, Leonard Dombroff, Scott L. Dorfman, David Arthur Dorn, Irene Lee Epstein, James Eterno, Martin Feinberg, Philip Feldman, Fred Fells, Harold Fox, Roz Fox, Irving Freed, Bertha Futterman, Tilly Gelber, Henshie Ann Glazer, Joyce Goldberg, Jacob Goldstein, Chaim Gauder, Rosita Gratman, Marilyn Greenberg, Helen Gross, Martha Hames, Herman Hoffman, Julius Hoffman, Zvi Ben Iona Jonas, Rose Josephson, Sam Kamenetsky, Sid Katz, Max Kay, Robert M. Kessler, Jack Kessler, Bert Kibrick, Shirley Kersner, Barney Koff, Shirley Coopersmith, William Kramer.
Daniel Kullback, Libby Leff, Alex Leitner, Marlene Litt, Philip Loberfeld, Lola Mamberg, Ina Mer, Jack Miller, William S. Morin, Natalie C. Mossberg, Joel Novick, Ida Novick, Hyman Peril, Anna Marie Pesci, Sylvia Popper, James Raimonda, Rose Reich, Janet Kerber Richmond, Helene Sadow, Isidore Schlesinger, Jean Schmid, Marie Schneider, Herbert Schneiderman, Helen C. Senek, Louis Shamus, Alexander Shapiro, Esther Schimmerman, Glenn Siegel, Sylvia Siegelbaum, Shirley Seal, Rhoda Silver, Samuel Silverstein, Jenny Smith, Nathan Solomon, Martin Sperling, Dorothy S. Thompson, Esther Tischberg, Charlotte Trencher, Adele Trott, Charles Weber, Jack Wolfson. And each week we call to mind 6 individuals who perished in the Shoah, the Holocaust, bringing their names to life. David First, Sila First, Berta First, Fruma First, Nehemiah First.
Zichronam Levracha, may those who have touched our lives continue to bless us through the beauty of their memory. We rise now as a community for the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, be'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved, as together we say.
Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Please be seated.
I always feel so grateful to have the opportunity to thank those of you who made donations this week to the synagogue, because you allow us to do the good work of creating the Jewish future. Donations were made this week in memory of Richard Motlin, Bruce Gottlieb, Gloria Russin, Justin Foreman, and Kai Ming Chu. Donations were made for the yard site of Charlotte Trencher, Charles Weber, Adele Trott, Martin Sperling, Natalie C. Mossberg, Marilyn Greenberg, Lola Manberg, Tilly Gelber, Helen Gross, Robert Wiener, Rose Josephson, Sylvia Popper, Judith Mogul, Ida Novick, Julius Hoffman, Esther Shimmerman, Abraham Weinstein, Bella Silverman, and Herbert Schneiderman. Donations were also made in honor of the engagement of Ian White and Molly Bishop, the engagement of Elena Cubitt and Jason Crystal, the bat mitzvah of Sadie Bertoni, the second bar mitzvah of Barry Goldstein, and the bar mitzvah of Brady Carlin. Donations were made also in appreciation of Bob Canner and Ron Labovitz for their dedication over many years to the TSE blood drives, and to Rabbi Falco's time and dedication to TSE. A few mazel tovs. Mazel tov to Linda and Adam Cubitt on the engagement of their daughter Elena to Jason, and Jared and Vicky Silvermans on the birth of their 4th grandchild, Theo Clark Bacon. Certainly mazel tov to Jacob and Lucas and their family on their B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow, and to Samantha and Alex on the naming of Avery this evening. Well, if you're not hungry, then something's wrong. My husband always used to say that with Aleinu, he was like Pavlov's dogs. He would start to salivate when we opened the ark. But before we do the motzi, any good news to share today?
Yes, next Friday night, Shelley has been putting up with my sense of humor for 49 years.
Oh, mazel tov. You know I do 50 renewals, so I'm just saying. If you still can put up with the humor. Anybody else? Over here. Okay.
I just had to say again, I'm quelling from last weekend when my grandson became a bar mitzvah.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Tomorrow I'm getting a new belt for karate.
What color?
Senior round.
Nice. Congratulations. Anybody? Did I miss anybody?
My aunt had a baby in April, and I'm officially a cousin.
Oh, mazel tov. It's nice to be a cousin.
We actually have two items. One, we just got back from a Danube River cruise in Europe, and we went to Budapest in Hungary, a big Jewish community there, took a tour of it, second largest synagogue in the world. And the second, especially pertinent to today's Shabbat, is that we have a trans nephew who just announced an engagement.
Oh, mazel tov. That's wonderful.
Nixon 5 tomorrow.
Go Knicks. I'm saying an extra blessing, you know. Oh, over here. Sorry.
My baby cousin came from New York, and there's another one on the way.
Oh. Did you? Oh, I thought you. Okay. So now if you're hungry, if you were celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, if you have not yet become bar bat mitzvah, if you just like challah, come on up. Go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hamotzi lachem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz v'te'avon.
You can take another one. There's plenty. Ah, there you go.
And then, both men and women will be gentle, and then, both women and men will be strong, and then all will be so very rich and free, and everywhere will be called Eden once again. And then, both men and women will be gentle, and then, both women and men will be strong, and then all shall be so very rich and free, and everywhere will be called Eden once again.
As we come in blessing, so we leave one another in blessing, and I invite you to find your blessing posture, whether it's bringing your loved ones in, or putting your hands on your heart and bringing your blessing in, or extending your hands and blessing the community around you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Ken Yehi Ratzon.
May you be blessed.
May you be safe.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you be luminous. May you be loved.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Ken Yehi Ratzon.
May you be joyous.
May you be healthy. May you be whole.
Shabbat shalom.